Are you tired of tripping over your garden hose, which can cause injury to yourself and others? Then come along with me and I'll show you a safer system that's longer lasting and easy to install. Let's go. Hey guys, Musa here from Quantum Home Improvements and Solutions. Welcome back to the channel. And so today I've got with me my friend Richard.
Hello, how you going?
So Richard reached out to me back a while ago after watching my first YouTube video, which was installing a Nylex Retractable Retractable Hose. And so he went and bought one and he wasn't too sure where to put it and also how to install it. And he didn't have the equipment. It is quite easy to do. And I'm going to show Richard today how to do it. So if you are interested, I will put a link below of that video, which is a slight different model to this one. So the reason I chose Nylex is because it's a really good brand. It was actually started by a fellow by the name of John Durham back in Melbourne in 1927. And it was a plastic molding company originally, but it expanded and grew quite big. And eventually it was probably too big and had a bit of difficulty. So these days it's actually owned by the Armis Companies Incorporated. And so they've taken the company to a new level and they've increased their product range and they've got a multitude of different products. And so I'll put a link for that as well. So this particular product is called the 20-meter retractable hose reel. And so this is a slight different model to mine. And so it has a different bracketing system. So the bracket itself is not universal. Mine is a universal one. So this one has to be put this way. And so first of all, what you have to do is locate where you're going to put it. Now there is a gate here, so you've got to be careful that the gate does not falter it. So we're going to try to miss where the gate opens fully. And so we're going to put this bracket about there. So we're going to install it there and allow it to swivel and with missing the gate, but also have enough hose where it can turn back the other way. Okay, so now we'll just get into it and I'll show you how to do it. So the first thing you're going to need is a 10mm masonry drill bit. Now this is an Irwin brand. I generally use Irwin. I think they're fantastic in drill bits and designed really well so it actually cuts through bricks very easily for any kind of masonry actually. And this is my Bosch cordless drill, so it is a hammer drill. So now this particular style of drill is made for this system. Okay, so just lock that in. And so now we'll just mark it out. Okay, so we've already got a rough idea where we want it. And where I'm going to sit it here is just below the bricks. You don't drill next to the edge of the bricks, so the bricks will actually break. It'll blow out. And same down the bottom. So I've missed all these areas. I'm about 30mm, just over an inch off the side here, so that's not going to affect it. And we found that that is a really good position. So I'll just mark it out. Okay. And I'll just highlight where those marks are. So now I'll just put on my PPE. So I'll just put that on the mark. Beautiful, very easy. Now watch out, if the other side is a garage, you'll drill through the other side, so be really careful you don't do that. So I've gone roughly the length of this plug. So before I go any further, I will actually hammer this plug into the wall to make sure it's the right size. Perfect. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and just drill the other three. So what I'm doing here when I'm drilling, I'm just pressing and just triggering just to start the hole, because what happens when you're drilling masonry, the drill bit will slip around. So be careful it doesn't slip, because then it means your screw holes are going to be off. So try to get as accurate as you can. And once it starts, and then go all the way. All right, so we'll just put the plugs in. As I said earlier, this is very easy to install. Make sure you hit them all the way in. Okay, so these are the screws. They're like a coach screw, they're very long. And so what you've got to do is put your washer in and just place your first one just nip it in. And so I'll just use a ring spanner to nip it, and then later I'll use a ratchet to finish it. So I'm making sure that all the holes line up before I screw it in. As I said, you will slip on that drill bit, and you've got to make sure that all these line up. Okay, so now I'll just use my ratchet. So I won't lock them off until I'm finished all of them. Okay, so now I'll just make sure it's all level, and then I'll just lock it off. Now they're sitting in beautifully, locking in very, very tight. I like this design. I think Nylex have come up with a really good product, and I like their anchoring system. Okay, so that's done, and it was very easy. Didn't take long at all. So every good tradesman always cleans after themselves. So I'll just get these tools out of the way. Thanks, Richard. Very good. Okay, so the next thing to do is place this pivot pipe into the retractable system, and you can see a little mark here. So you've got to push it in all the way to this mark. It's just in the back. You place that in all the way. Now it does say you may need to tap it in to lock it in. And that was it. Now that's locked in. And so this is the easy part. You just grab your retractable hose and place it in the bracket. Very easy. Okay, so now the final thing to do is to plug in the hose. There we are. And as you can see, there's plenty of length here. And so when you're turning the reel, you can see that the hose will actually go around nicely, and it doesn't crimp at this point here. Okay, so that's it. I'm just going to open the gate to see how much clearance we've got. And there we go. That's missing it beautifully. So this is a newer style retractable system. So you've got this little grey ball here. It's very important to note this. So these hoses are UV stable, but over a period of years, they will rot, just like any other hose. So this little stopper comes off quite easily. You just pull this little black section off and the whole thing comes out. So if this does deteriorate, all you do is pull it in a little bit further, lock it off there. There it is there. And you go to a further point. Or you may even want to move the stopper, because it's more convenient for you. So it's very easy to move. Okay, so I'll just put it back where it was. Okay, now to use the actual retractable hose, it has a ratchet inside and that locks into place. So if you move it quickly and let it go quick, it'll lock off. So you can pull that right back like this, stops. Now, if you want to retract it back in, some people find this a little difficult, but it's quite easy. Just pull it a little bit, you'll hear it click. Once you hear that click, then let it go slowly and it'll all go back in. It's quite easy to use. So the great thing about these retractable hose systems is that you can get your hose out of the way so the UV doesn't damage the hose as quick as you would normally a garden hose. And so it will last a lot longer, and it's so easy to use. I mean, it really is easy. And I've had my Nylex hoses now for 2 years. I had the first one 2 years ago, and then I made the video 1.5 years ago, and they're performing really well. And a friend of mine has a similar system, and his is now well over 6 years old, and it's doing really well. It looks almost brand new. And so you can see the height we've chosen here. This is higher than I would normally put it, but it's convenient where it is. So you need to choose, think about where you're going to put it before you drill your holes. So we did put a bit of thought into this. As you can see, it's very tidy and neat. And one thing I forgot to mention, that Nylex have a 3-year guarantee on this product. Okay, so Richard, what do you think?
Great job, Nathan. Lovely height. I like this. It's very convenient for me now. And I think it's cleared up all the mess as well.
So do you think your wife's going to like it? That's the big question.
I think she'd love this.
I will put a link below for this product and for all the things that I used today to install it. So that's the end of this video. If you have any comments, please leave them below and I will get back to you. And I'd ask you, please consider to subscribe, hit the like button and share this video. And there's many more videos to come. Thanks, guys.